Why did the global electric vehicle industry produce an Elon Musk and a Tesla? Why did these top Chinese companies emerge, leaving the rest of the world struggling to keep up? Why can't traditional global automakers produce such leaders? Hello everyone, Lei Jun has come out with the SU7. The Xiaomi's first electric car has been grandly released. As we all know, Apple couldn't build a car. Apple announced the cancellation of its car making plan. Project Titan is completely canceled. People were laid off or reassigned. Project was scrapped. They'd already invested over $10 billion, worked on it for 10 years, and now all the tech is mothballed. Apple couldn't do it, but Lei Jun did. Roughly speaking, the start of electric cars in China and the US was almost in the same era, from 2008 to 2010, when a lot of the EV industry started getting investment and rising. China and the US were basically in sync. Tesla also entered the industry around that same time. And there's a characteristic. Those doing well in electric vehicles weren't originally in the car business. I mean, the traditional car makers like Toyota and Honda, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi. Whether they're Chinese, American, European, or Japanese, these traditional car companies were all a step behind in the field of smart electric vehicles. This change is very much like the emergence of smartphones. With Steve Jobs launching the iPhone, everything was reshuffled. A new kind of digital phone appeared, combining computers and phones. Engine technology. The reason the Chinese couldn't build cars was because Chinese engines weren't good enough. Your engines would leak oil and blow black smoke. Why? Because the manufacturing process wasn't there. But compared to that, electric motors are much simpler, far simpler than internal combustion engines. Anyone in engineering knows that electric motors are very simple. All that automatic transmission stuff, the whole powertrain assembly, the power distribution, the entire internal combustion engine design is no longer needed. Just scrap it all and jump straight into the electric motor era. Once the electric motors and their control chips and software matured, then certain people could start building cars. You see, both China and the US share this common trait. What does the boss of Tesla, Elon Musk, do? Didn't he start out in software development, right? He's not from the car world. He's from the computer industry, the broad IT field. Now look at who's building cars in China. Li Xiang, born in 1981. What did he do? He ran PopCap and AutoHome. He spent all his time doing car reviews on Beijing's 1039 radio. And what about Lei Jun? Lei Jun himself probably doesn't even know. He's just general IT. To put it bluntly, Lei Jun started out making knockoff phones. He was a knockoff phone boss, right? Knockoff phones, then later, whatever gadgets, screwdrivers, speakers, power banks, that's it. He'll do any damn thing. So now Xiaomi is getting into cars too. Meanwhile, traditional automakers have been stalling and hesitating throughout this process because all the advantages they once had have turned into disadvantages that hinder their development. Tesla rose in the United States, and new car-making forces emerged in China. These people didn't know how to build cars before, nor did they want to. But as these two technologies matured rapidly, they realized, wait, I'm familiar with electronic control chips, damn. And AI driving? Hey, I'm better at it than you. Coordinating synchronous and asynchronous motors, I know more about that than you. Why did the global electric vehicle industry produce an Elon Musk and a Tesla? Why did these top Chinese companies emerge, leaving the rest of the world struggling to keep up? Why can't traditional global automakers produce such leaders? In this industry, the electric vehicle industry, what kind of people succeed? It's never the second or third generation. It's always the chairman who started from scratch. If they can fight, they rise. The same goes for the new auto industry. Elon Musk fought his way up. Think about Lei Jun. Didn't he build his empire from the ground up? Li Auto, NIO, and even Yu Chengdong and Huawei, they are all regional powerhouses who built their own empires. Now, look at traditional automakers, or even Apple's aborted Project Titan. You'll see they're all legacy-driven, run by professional managers. Not a single professional manager leading a team to conquer the world has ever won. They don't have that drive because it's not their own stake. Plus, they lack that gambling spirit and the power to inspire. When a founder bets all their resources, the combat power and unity they create is far beyond any professional manager. Even someone as brilliant as Tim Cook, if he's just playing defense, he can't build a car. It's simple. In this industry, in the ongoing race for global dominance, if you do not have the courage to bet your entire fortune, risking everything you have, down to your very last penny, you simply will not win. For example, Tesla once nearly cost Elon Musk half his life, both in terms of his health and his wealth. That is the level of risk and commitment that led him to achieve the remarkable glory and success he enjoys today. Now, Xiaomi's Lei Jun, who is the founder and CEO of Xiaomi, is also making a similar bold move. He is betting his entire fortune, putting everything on the line for Xiaomi Auto, so that this new venture can truly flourish and succeed in the future. Then carve out a space. Clearly, Lei Jun is prepared and has shown that stance. Big car companies like BBA, how could they have someone like him? Even Ford or GM don't. So these companies, in this turbulent and hyper-competitive era of electric vehicles, they can't stand out in such an industry. Despite their size and much more mature technology than others, they struggle to keep up because this industry is becoming more like IT. The iteration speed is too fast. BBA used to iterate like squeezing toothpaste, but now, damn, it's like every 3 years. You see a completely different car through these upgrades. He's doing this with the mindset of the mobile and PC era. So all the rules have changed. The founder must get personally involved. Agents or spokespeople won't cut it. So this is his second characteristic. Well, as I said, agents or guardians of the status quo have no chance. The best example is Apple abandoning its EV project. Apple's start was a total myth. Apple's car had no steering wheel. The Project Titan prototype from 10 years ago had no wheel or pedals. You just sit there and the Apple car drives itself. Why such a start? Because it followed Jobs' habits with phones. He believed once tech matured to that point, he'd iterate away everything old and redefine the rules of the game. To capture all the industry's profits, he had to build technical barriers so high that you simply couldn't keep up. That's how he gets those huge profits. But clearly, with Jobs gone, Cook couldn't keep up. He lacks the ability, the guts, and perhaps that spark of genius to turn those ideas or fantasies into reality. He didn't have it. So he spent all that money, over $10 billion, and 10 years, yet still couldn't finish the plan. Then he lowered expectations again and again, settling for less, until finally he looked and said, wait, isn't this just a Tesla? Damn, it's not even as good as a Tesla. So what now? Tesla only has an 18% margin. If Apple wants to keep its 40% margin, it's impossible. So they just shelved it for now. Wait for the tech to mature or times to change, then try again. We'll see then. That's why Apple couldn't go on. But today isn't about Apple. It's about Leibus Lei Jun. Lei Jun, old Lei, is a bit of an unconventional guy. Lei Jun and Elon Musk are not exactly conventional people. I don't mean they're shady, but in a traditional industry sense, from Tim Cook's perspective, Musk isn't a conventional guy. Because for them to grow and break through like they didn't follow the conventional path. The conventional path is all about hierarchy and succession, like a ruler maintaining a legacy passed down through generations. He built his empire from scratch, so how could he be conventional? He has to be unburdened, profit-driven, and grow stealthily. Take my classmate who joined his startup. What did he do after graduating from college? He didn't study computer science or automotive engineering. He studied industrial design. That tells you the kind of people he surrounds himself with. What exactly is industrial design? It's a bit like architectural drawing. They're great at sketching and can visualize your ideas instantly. But the difference between industrial design and art is that while they draw it, they can also break it down into parts for suppliers to manufacture. It's like architectural design. You see the buildings and blueprints drawn by architects, and they look fantastic. But the reason they're qualified architects is that they can actually build what they draw. They know which crew to hire and what materials to use. You can't just draw something that defies physics and can't be built, or where the budget spirals out of control. That's industrial design. Saying a handgun isn't pretty, so let's make a cool-looking one like this. Once the industrial design is drawn, it must be manufacturable with existing steel and workshops. That's the key. Lei Jun's entire team is built on this. That's why all of Xiaomi's products lack a single, consistent theme. If you're a conventional person, you'd think Xiaomi's stuff is unprofessional, even down to the serial numbers, if they even have them. Their brand quality and production management are a mess. Why? Because that's not their focus. Their focus is on these few stages. First, which products have decent profit margins lately? Just decent, not crazy high like LV's 70% or Hermes. If there's a 10% gross margin to survive on, Lei Jun will definitely go for it. After that, they look to see who is doing it well, and then the industrial design team comes in with their measuring tapes to copy it. If they did a great job, why bother designing? Just copy it directly. After copying it, they find their suppliers. I'm revealing all of Lei Jun's secrets here. They find the original manufacturers. They say, oh man, I can design the exterior, but not the core. The core is actually quite complex. So let's poach them, bring them over. How much did Geely pay you before? 400,000 a year. Tell you what, I'll give you 2 million a year. Come join us. Then the core was quickly poached too, because it was Geely's. Damn, they took it all at once. Okay, after poaching them, who is Geely's supplier? Who's the manufacturer? Who makes the wheels? Who produces Tesla's panels? They say it's some company in Hangzhou or some company in Suzhou. Ah, okay, find them. Our volume is huge too. Our volume is huge. Make a mold for me. Build it for me too. That is Xiaomi.